Thank you very much. You have the mic here. Yes. I will give an opportunity to each one of them to introduce themselves and what they do, and in terms of their expertise. I'll start on my left. Yes, ma'am, you may introduce yourself and then the expertise and what you do.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Wadi Shilome. I'm from the Drug Law Subdivision Unit in Commerce Region. When anything concerning drugs, so that is where we come in. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. And then Mother, introduce yourself.
Alright, good afternoon everyone. I'm Chief Inspector Simao, Deputy Chief Inspector Simao. Currently, I'm with our Regional Commander from Commerce Region, responsible for gender-based violence on the regional level.
Thank you. By starting, we're going to read the scripture. I'm reading from Proverbs chapter 22, verse 20 to 21. Have I not written to you excellent things of counsel and knowledge, that I may make you know the certainty of the truth, that you may answer the word of truth to those who send you? Now, the Bible says you shall know the truth and the truth shall set you free. I'm with law-abiding citizens here and the enforcement of the law. And we're going to get into this discussion with understanding the legality around drug and alcohol abuse, and some of the things as law enforcement officers, what they deal with. Basically, to my two mothers, it's going to be just a very simple conversation. I'm just going to have a conversation. So that is that. So you can just relax and we'll be able to talk and discuss from the law perspective and the gender-based violence and some of the contributing factors that comes with alcohol and drug abuse. So I'll start on my right. Ma'am, what does the law says on drug and alcohol abuse?
Thank you very much, Pastor. Just for interest, is the first time that you met?
Yes, we've met a couple of times.
Yes.
It is a blessing.
Yeah, okay, thank you, sir. Coming to gender-based violence. Gender-based violence, as the pastor said, is that alcohol and substance abuse are contributing factors, not the cost, but the contributing factors towards the gender-based violence. Why I'm saying contributing is that, say for instance, over several nights, gender-based violence can still continue without alcohol and without substance abuse. That's why I said contributing towards the gender-based violence.
Thank you very much. Miss Vicky, she's also an evangelist, so for me, I'll just go evangelist, pastor, so yes. Yes, ma'am. You may give us a perspective on the law and drug and alcohol abuse.
Alright, on drug abuse, the drug is under the Act, Namibian Act 41/1971, Section 2A up to D, that drugs of illegal dealings with drugs within the country. So we have two different types of drugs. We have the non-illicit drugs and we have the illicit drugs. The non-illicit drugs is the drugs that you are prescribed by the doctor, or you go to the pharmacy, you don't feel a headache like Panado, then you go and take and buy and then you drink them according to the prescription. Even although you buy them by yourself, the pharmacist will give you how to use them. And now we have coming to the illicit drugs that is illegal in the country, that is now contributing the major factor within our nations, within our youth, is that we have different types of drugs that are used in Namibia. Can you just please, the media or media people there, Slash number 3, please. Can you just do number 3? Screen number 3. We have different types of drugs that are used. The illegal one that is common and is growing rapidly within our country. And these type of drugs.
So give us slide number 3, media at the back, if it's working.
Yeah. We have the one that is growing, number 1, is cannabis. Cannabis is the official name, but in the street, in the local, is known as weed. Yes, it's known as weed. But the name of it, we have cannabis, and cannabis is in 2 different types. We have cannabis that is called skunk, and cannabis that is magenta. And we have mandrax tablet that is also rapidly within our nation. And we have cocaine. Cocaine, we have 2 types of cocaine, the crack cocaine and the cocaine powder itself. We also have some of the drugs is a tablet that is called STC. And we have the one that is also called tick meth. That one, those are the current leading and escalating, growing rapidly within our community. And it's very, very dangerous. And majority of the people that are using the drugs within our country is the youth. The youth are number 1 that are using drugs within our country. And as we can see, go to slides number 8, please. Slides number 8. The age group of people that are dealing, when we talk of dealing in drugs abuse, is a person who is having it and selling it to the nation, to the people. The seller, that is the person who is dealing in it. And we are having those who are using. There are those who are using, not selling it, but they buy and use it. So if you can see that the age group of people that are also using and being arrested is between the age of 19 to 35. So that is the youth. Now, if our youth within the country are the one involved in drugs, do we have a future? Nation, we don't. The future is slowly dying. And why is it dying? Drug abuse. And we as a nations and families, we protect our people. And when you are found dealing with drugs, or selling or using it, it is a crime. That is a crime.
Cocaine and all these drugs. What are some of the laws, or what are some of the discoveries, let me start with that, in these locations on what is happening on the ground?
From the side of the GBV doesn't discriminate.
Okay.
Whether you are young, old, blue, red, yellow, it doesn't discriminate. And as we can have also GBV, gender-based violence in Havana, Hakana, the same we can have it on Israel and others. That's why I said it doesn't discriminate. But come back to GBV related to substance abuse and alcohol. You know, it's very painful by saying that a 16-year-old one recording a case of GBV and talking about my baby daddy beat me up when he comes back from wherever he was drunk in, high in alcohol. A 16-year-old report about it. Now my point is, where are the parents? Where are our community? If a 16-year-old report about my baby daddy, how old is she? 16 years old. So that's why I said that substance abuse is really, really very high. Like she gets 16 up to 35. You know, I can give an example of cases, of serious cases in High Court of Namibia, like the rape and murder. And most of the time, the suspects of the accused person have heard that excuse by saying, no, but I was drunk, I was under the influence when that happens. but that is not an excuse. Still, you will be punished. And how many times did we have in our history, like I said, when I was drunk and also under the influence of drugs, when I did all these serious crimes. But that is not an excuse. At the end of the day, we will be sentenced. That's why I say it doesn't discriminate.
Yes, ma'am. On the current high sports within Windhoek, you talked about Local Crest. 2 or 3 months ago, before the schools closed, I was invited to August 2. The principal showed me a line of things. And we had a discussion, and the discussion was, what is the police doing? Now, I'm going to say it to you currently. He says, we brought the police, and he showed me all kind of drugs they confiscated. They took the police to these houses opposite the school where the drugs are happening. And of course, when I don't know who informs the drug dealers, before they can come, the house is cleared. And it has been a challenge in Augustine here in terms of drugs. Ella Duplessis, there are all these other locations. I'm asking, what is the law in this regard doing?
Thank you again for the question. As my Chief Inspector earlier said that crime does not discriminate. We do not only Augustine, majorities of schools in within Commerce and Honorable. The schools, they do invite us, they write letters to our office for us to go to their school to do drugs presentation as we are here today. We do go there. We have hotspots, we call them hotspots of houses or places where these drugs are happening. But the problem lies within our family, our community. We are protecting our people. If we go there, one of the family members said, no, the police are coming. And then they clear out everything. When you go in that house, you will search and search nothing. But they are drugs. They deal with drugs. But we don't just stop there. When we have that the house, this is a hotspot, we regularly do investigation and patrols. We don't even inform them that we are coming. So we come until there was even a certain opposite house, opposite Augustine. We went there for 3 times, nothing. But on the 4th, we catch them. Yeah. And when we enter certain houses, we are receiving as officers obstacles from the families, the owners of the house. Where is your search warrant? What are you doing in my house? Who told you that we are dealing with drugs? You see, all those kind of obstacles that we have. And they know. They know that they are kids because drugs, according to the society, they take it that it's a fast, quick money making. That they make money. But not knowing that as they are doing that, they are destroying the nation. So if the family members can stop to be an obstacle and work together with the police, we will root out these drugs from the community.
Before I move to that, I have a burning question. This one is hard. What are the penalties if a law enforcement officer is found in this regard? What are the penalties on your side?
The penalty on our side, as I said, crime does not discriminate. Whether you are a law officer and you are fined, you will be dealt with. And for you, it will be harsh because you are the law enforcement abiding that you are doing, supposed to protect life and property, but instead you are doing the opposite. So the law will not have mercy on you. You will be dealt with severely. Yes.
Thank you, you had something, yes.
Yes, I just want to support my colleague on this matter. On several instances, ourselves, we are our suspects. And we are a regular self-search. And if you just look at the pictures, what is coming out from the cells, you know, how did drugs come into the cells? It's not only from the side of the police officers, it's only from mostly from our family members who went to visit them. So they are having this strong character by saying that we are going to take this drug through the police officers, through the cells to them. So strong is our community, so strong is our family. And really, I don't think that, as I said the other day, that almost every day, the statistics also, every day, the drugs unit are arresting lot. Almost every day. There's no day that they did not report on cases of drugs that they confiscated. Every day. I just want to just have an example of it. There was a time that my colleague will say it, that was very much touching. One of the community members, of our family members, we went and visited at a rehabilitation center in Pilsberg. When he went to visit a family member who is there for drugs-related issues, to be clean, he comes with drugs at the center. He comes with the drugs at the center. Our community, our family members are doing that. That's why I called my sister. Rehabilitation center, people are rehabilitated, but he still comes with the drugs at the center cell. It wasn't Pilsberg, I think it was beginning of this year. Now, where are we? Because police officers, we are also human beings. We are husbands, we are wives, we are family, we have got our own houses, and it's very impossible that we have to run behind each and every community member to search for that person. But I believe that, as I said, that we have got statistics of every day, even crimes like rape of murder is not reported every day, but drugs are reported every day. Every day. That's mine.
Thank you very much. We have two more questions. But before we go there, I thought I should highlight this. 10 years ago, Namibia was a transit in drugs. 10 years. So we would sit in these meetings and discuss. It was between South Africa, Angola, mostly. It was a transit in drugs, in human trafficking. The danger is we have shifted. We are no longer just a transit. We have become a host. And that is dangerous. And we are appealing to you, pastors. You sit every week, you have your prayer meetings, you have all these. We are appealing to you. And this is what I was saying to pastors. It's a deadly thing to be led by a pastor who is passionate about God but is ignorant about what is happening in the community. You can't just pray in tongues. You need to know what is happening on the ground. It's very imperative. I'm emphasizing this. It's very important. You need to know the laws. You need to know your community. Do a bit of a survey around your church, around the houses in your communities. It's imperative. Why are we coming to this? So to my mothers, I'll start with you. What we have emphasized the issue of family as one of the cornerstone that is actually perpetuating this drug and alcohol abuse. What can the family begin to do going forward?
All right. You know, families, they need to focus within their families at home. In our days, children, they have mama and papa at home, but the parents are never at home. The children are at home themselves, like they are orphaned. But some of these children, they are not orphaned. Why? Because the parents don't have time to be at home and sit with their kids as a family, as we do in the olden days. Families, papa is busy in the shopping. If mama is also drinking, she's also busy in the shopping or somewhere else. And sometimes if mama is at home, social media, too much on the phone, not taking care of the kids. Now, these kids that are growing up in their house, too much on social medias, and when they go to school, they are together with other children from different tribes, from different homes, that they learn these things, and they bring it at home. So, as a family, you would know your child. How is the behavior of my child? Is this child, sometimes a child becomes isolated. Sometimes a child's behavior becomes very rude and arrogant, disrespect with the parent. And it is when this child now met with the drug dealers or drug users and the test. Some of them, when they go, they become now big. When they are under the influence of alcohol, when they look to their father or their mother, it's nobody. He is now in charge, or she is now in charge. Wants to beat the parents. And now say, I don't know what my child is doing, what comes over my child these days. The parents will take it lightly, which is the biggest mistake that we are doing as parents.
Yes.
You have to go deep in the face of family. This is not the behavior of my child. What went wrong? So Bintu becomes the center of drug dealing. Drugs normally comes from transported, being used from SA, South Africa, and being transported, come to the center that is Khomas, Bintu, and Bintu distribute to the rest of the towns within the country.
My goodness.
So it is really a headache. We have some parents that are coming to our offices. Some they go to GBV, and when GBV said, okay, this issue involves drugs, then they refer them to us, that please, I found my child with this substance, I don't know what it is. And every substance that is confiscated, drugs, is being taken to the lab and being analyzed and say that this is really this type of drugs. Talk to our children, my child is using this. We have few, and it's 2% in the commerce. It is very less. We need about, you can say 90% of parents are coming up. You approach the office of GPV, approach the office of drug law. We are open, we are not just there to arrest. But if you approach us and say, we are fixing this problem, we will assist you. And that is what the family is liking to do.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, from my side, I will say that not excellent parents, excellent, especially the fathers. We have got a problem of excellent fathers. Kids are growing up in houses where the fathers are absent. And at the end of the day, like my colleague said, the last one will be on the side here on the hip, and the mother is with the child in the shopping. And while she's drinking her beer, she will also give a little bit to this one. Or even sitting there in the shopping, she will just give it out and let it suck it. Just impacting like that. Where are we going? How are we going to discipline our children? Because they have got the rights.
Thank you. Yeah, while you're doing that, in closing as well, you're going to touch a little bit on the church, or you finish that comment.
Okay, I just wanted also to add on what my chief has said. Parents sometimes also, this is where the office, the police station, parents are flocking to the police to ask for protection order against their kids. Because this child now becomes violent, does not know what to do. Now, this mother or this father knows that my child is doing drugs, but does not come and report to the police and say, my child is doing drugs, but will come rather to the police and say, I need a protection order for this child because I'm tired. He's selling my things, doing my things, bringing up my things, and now I don't have anything. Because the child will take the TV, the property in the house, and go and sell it and go and get the money and go and buy weed and use it. Now, why would, as a parent, you know that there is a protection order against somebody who does wrong to you, but you are protecting this person of the cost? Because now if the protection order is sent to this person and then this person now kicked out of the house because this person has to move out, where is the person going to stay? In the society. together now to do things very good. Because I have my right, as my colleague has said, my sister had said. This is my right, I can do whatever I want. Not destroying, knowing that you are destroying your future. So, we as a church, when we come in, the church, we are sleeping. As the book of Ezekiel chapter 3 verse 17 then says that you are a watchman. We are sleeping. Because as a watchman, if you watch the door, the gate, and you see danger comes, and you did not warn the people, and harms get upon them, their blood is on your hands. Unless otherwise you warn them, and they did not listen to you, is whereby harms comes, the blood will be on their head. That you as a church were clean because you have spoken about it, you have wrong. But the church we are sleeping. All we are doing, I'm not saying it is wrong, it's just speaking in tongues and praying and neglecting. We come together as a church, we gather, we pray together, we preach, we listen to the word of God, which is very good. And then from there, everybody goes home to their problem. We don't follow up each other. So, community members can report drugs activities and help to keep neighborhoods safe. That is the role of the church. The church gives spiritual guidance and hope to young people. It teaches good values and hopes. But the church also needs to help the families in order for us to root out these drugs out of our community. Because every time you are calling altar prayer calls, this person is saying that no, out, the demon is out. Sometimes this person is not possessed with the demon. No, this person is possessed, is high on drugs and alcohol. There's no demon in that. Maybe that alcohol is the one who can say it's a demon. But this person is high. They can't drive to church. And we are not doing anything. We don't do family visit, group, counseling in the church as we are doing like this. It is not dead in the church. We are sleeping and we need to wake up before it is too late. Because the blood of our nation will be on our hands as pastors. Whereby now we'll ask the Lord Jesus, but I have served you. He said, I don't know you. I had it was me who was suffering with drug addiction, but you never helped me. All you do is just, you pray for me, I fall, I go home. We know that there are family single mothers who are struggling to raise their kids, but we just look at them. Ah no, God bless you, my daughter. Bye-bye. What are we doing? We must have, as we are going for evangelizations out there, we must have groups, youth groups that are tackling about, talking about these drugs and alcohol abuse, so that the family can come together. What do we do? Visit others, those when you are going out there. You go in the name of the Lord, but helping the family. We have to root out these drugs. You are welcome to come to us. And when you see a police officers, we don't just wake up from my house and go to my office and decide I'm going to Simao's house and go and search. No. We don't arrest people just because we want to arrest, it's because there is an evidence, and that is what we need to root out and to work together. Working together, the family, the church, the community, with the police. We will do a lot. As we have neighborhood watch, if I may ask, what is a neighborhood watch for within our community? If I may ask the audience, what is the role of the neighborhood? We do have them in our neighbor. Can anybody please give me that answer? What is the role for them?
Anybody there?
Or we don't know about them?
Police.
What do they do?
To watch, look out for people that are moving around in the streets.
Okay, thank you. That's a good answer. To watch for people who are looking
I think mostly it's to watch out for
Roaming
crimes.
around. Yes.
If
Yes,
there's a crime to be committed, you can report.
yes. Other crimes, when you see a house breaking into, you will report it. When you see robbery, you will report it without hesitating. So when it's come to drug, I want us to do the same.
Ma'am.
Thank you.
Ma'am, your conclusion as we are closing, yes. On the church.
As my sister said that we have got lot of churches in Namibia. They said we are minority with Christianity. But where are we, the church? Where are the churches now currently in Swazini? Say for instance, we just go back to Zubak. One of our youths, they were drugs, with the bunnies. Where are the church groups? They are supposed to be there, but we are also absent, like the absent fathers. The church is not involved. The church is totally not involved. Because as I say that, whereby church is, whereby God is, anything is possible. But as my sister said, we are sleeping.
In conclusion, as we are closing, somebody says that people turn to drugs because they are trying to fill up a space, a vacuum in their soul, which they feel it can't be filled in at home. There is no love. The church, there is no love. The community, there is no love. So they run to drugs for immediate fill up. But as a result, it doesn't end very well. Because you can't fill up with poison and you will not end very well. In conclusion, the church, please, we need to grow. We need to mature beyond just prosperity, beyond casting and praying. We need to mature to discipleship. We have many Christian people in church, but we don't have disciples. And we are pleading with you. Pastor Susan, she's there. She has brought some discipleship material at the back there for free. You can contact her how you can get discipleship training and free materials. She's there with us. At the end of this, we may be able to contact. So how does your church begin to engage into transformation and into discipleship? With that moment, thank you very much, my mothers. May God continue to bless you with the work you're doing. God bless you. Thank you. Having said that, on our last few minutes, I have my panelists. They will introduce themselves. In a very short time, we'll deal with some questions, and then we'll proceed from there. We'll start here. So thank you.
Thank you so much, family. Good morning. My name is Elawan Antana, and I'm the chairperson for a foundation called the Delivery Room Foundation, which is a spiritual and mental health clinic. So I come from a background of alcohol abuse, drug abuse. I was a club owner. I was the one that was contributing all the evils in this world until I encountered Christ, who came into my life. I received his life. Amen. And I became a solution to mental health, to alcohol, to addiction, to all the things that I was in.
You use this one. These ones are not working. Oh. Yes, you can put these ones down.
Good afternoon. I didn't put it down.
No, it's okay.
Sorry.
Yes.
I said good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
All right, my name is Dr. Lahia Hamunyela. I'm a specialist in psychiatry and mental health and international certified addiction professional. So what I do is basically I go all over the world teaching and training people about addiction, substance, what it is. And here in Namibia, I used to work for the government, but currently I'm only concentrating on my private. So most of the things and people I handle is also basically substance use people, and all over the country I receive patients. So yeah, for now.
Good afternoon. It's also a privilege for me to be here, and I must say I was very impressed when I got the invitation yesterday, telling us that you've been making 6 conferences. Okay. That's great news. It's really great for me. My name is, as I said, Renee Adams. I was a social worker by profession. I work in the Ministry of Health and Social Services, doing trainings, doing writing policies, writing laws, writing all of those things for many years. I served the country since I started to work 44 years ago. I served them with alcohol and drugs. That was my work. And I represented the ministry internationally, nationally, regionally, meaning the African region, and then also nationally, of course, SADC and so on. Currently, I'm retired from my ministerial job. Yes, and I also work with the drug law enforcement. I work with the police very, very closely. Currently, I'm doing the spiritual counseling at a rehab center, which we call the Valor Rehab Center, here on your way to Rehab. And there, as our senior pastor started, it's not just the demons. I think many other people also said it. It's not just the demons, but you had to come to the root cause. And God trained me to work with soul wounds. Every person has a soul wound. And sometimes we come out of, I think it was Charles saying, we come out of good houses. There's no reason for us to drink, but we have soul wounds. But I will elaborate on that one, because that is what I'm currently working with. Thank you so much.
Thank you. So we have a very brief, so you're going to be answering this very brief to the point. So the first question, which is quite very easy, what are some of the root causes that drive people into alcohol and drug consumption? We'll start here.
Okay, thank you so much. Usually people don't drink alcohol to become addicts. They drink because of a wound, trauma, peer pressure. You see, usually it's somebody who asks you, hey, let's have a drink, let's watch, let's have a smoke, let's watch pornography. It's always someone, a family, an elder will come, my child, come, let's taste a beer when you're at the age of 10. You see, it always starts with that. So usually people don't do it because they want pleasure out of it. They do it because of a conviction that is there, whether it's a fear, whether it's a trauma that they are trying to overcome, or whether it's just being hopeless or sad and just trying to cope, like a Panado, for instance. So it's like an antidepressant. You know, you just want to numb that pain that you have within yourself. Yeah.
Thank you. Please.
Okay, I'll not elaborate on what he said, but basically most of the people start, you know, as an experimenter, right? Somebody told you that, and then you become what? A regular user, because the first cup you had actually tasted good for you, so you go on, you know, taking more. The reason why people take more is that they had this feeling that made them feel good. So because of that good feeling, they go again the next day. So what will happen is, when the person starts with one, end of the day, it will end up to be more than what they can regulate. So the other thing is also, a lot of people start at an early age. When they start at an early age, the important thing to know is that the person's brain, right, becomes damaged. Why it's damaged is that the brain becomes fully developed at the age of 20 to 25. So when it damages the front part, then the person is unable to think, to plan, you know, make decisions, even have a different personality. So most of the time that is what we work on. And how do you prevent that the person doesn't become addicted to substance, right? And we are saying that when you start, it's like a gateway, right? It gives you an openness to go from alcohol to something else, right? Cannabis, you know, cocaine and everything that you use. Another thing that they mentioned is that most people start with smoking, isn't it? Then they go to drinking. But now is that we continue because it's a gateway. Now you move on to on. Now there is, in a country, there is legal substances, isn't it? Cigarette and alcohol. But it does not mean because the substance is legal, it does not give problems to the person. Now, especially if you smoke or drink alcohol, there are things like, especially cancer, you end up with, and problems with your inner organs. So the other ones also cause a lot of problems, and we really want people to actually understand that and try to refrain from substances. And most of the people, you know, especially in my practice, the youngest one was 14 years old because he was introduced by somebody else and then they continue. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you. I cannot add any more, can I? They've said everything, but what I will add is, if you are growing up, for instance, in a household that your father and your mother is drinking, you get soul wounds from that.
Yeah.
What is that soul wounds? It's rejection. It's no time for me. You are not good enough. They don't have time for you. They just chase you away. You are feeling like a nothing. When there is netball playing or rugby playing, no father, no mother is there. You are feeling like nothing. When they have to buy your beautiful suit for the netball, they will spend it on alcohol. We call that the soul wounds. We call that the rejection soul wounds. But that rejection doesn't stop there, unfortunately. It brings other spirits of rebellion. When the person is now 12 years old, is now drinking his own, feeling very good, and if it's drugs, feeling much more better because you are in another world. By the way, just for information's sake, Dacha, when you start smoking it is absolutely an open door to the spiritual. You know, we live as people, as even church people, as if there is no spiritual world. But the spiritual world is more real than the world that we live in. We will preach it. We will say everything happens in the spirit first, but do we address it? So I'm looking at bloodlines. Somebody said the patterns, family patterns, the bloodlines, the altars that you are covenant to, the covenants that were made. I look at all those things. I'm forgetting no one. Covenants and altars and witchcraft. When God started to train me about the role witchcraft is playing in our soul wounds, it was devastating. And since I'm doing this spiritual counseling, there is not one person that doesn't have complicated soul wounds. It's not just one. And those soul wounds are being attached. Spirits are attached, the spirit of rebellion is attaching to your soul. I'm not talking about sleeping around. It became so normal for us. Even those of us who are coming to church, there is attaching spirits to us, spirit of lust, spirit of many other things, and your soul dies, your soul fragmented in the process of your road on alcohol, on drugs. And I want to just add the types of addictions we get, others. One is also us, Facebook, social media. It's becoming an addiction. You have worked with pornography last year. That's very good, but it gives you a spirit of lust. The men I'm working with, there's not one and half of the women that I worked with that doesn't look at pornography. All of them and half of the women. And that gives you a spirit of lust. And if I go into, which I will not do for now, go into the details what spirit of lust is giving you. We come into the church, but we have a cohabiting relationship because our law is saying it's okay. But is it spiritually okay? Do we address the sin behind these spirits that is making us feeling good when we use alcohol and drugs?
Thank you, ma'am. You can give it to her. Ma'am, doctor, help me with stages that leads to now you are addicted, just from starting in a very short and brief way.
Okay, initially, as we said,
You don't hear the question.
The question.
Okay. I wanted to be quick because I'm running with time. The question is, doctor is going to describe the stages which you arrive at addiction, because it doesn't start as addiction. So we want to know, what do you start with? One cigarette, what? And then it gets to addiction. So she's going to give us that brief. Yes, ma'am.
okay, I was.
Is it
thinking
working?
this one.
Okay, good.
Is it?
Yeah, it's working.
It's working, it's fine.
Okay, so you can hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, there are stages, like I said. The first one is initiation, isn't it? Your friend initiates you into that so that you just taste. Then the second one is experimental. So you are taking, but then now you want to know, how am I going to feel? What is it going to do to me? And the first one was like this, right? Then the second one, now it will feel better. So you don't get the same effect or taste as you had in the first one. So because of that, then you continue to the next one. Then you become a regular drinker, right? So regular is like, in a week, you can drink like 3 days, 4 days, even after work or after school or after prayers that you do. Then when you become a regular user, then you now become a harmful user. Now a harmful user is that a person drinks or smokes knowingly that he has or it contributes to physical problem, mental problem, problems with work, problems with the family. But you know that, it is problematic, right? Then from there, now you continue to addiction. So addiction now becomes that a person cannot survive without the substance that they are using. They use the substance in very situations that are very dangerous to them, and they know it can cause a problem with them, but they will still continue, like drinking alcohol, and then after that, I'm drunk, but you will drive the car to go from one place to another one. So when you take the alcohol or the substance, obviously you become high, but now the next day you're supposed to go to work. You have withdrawal symptoms, right? And the withdrawal is like you cannot concentrate, you feel like you are sick. But then that next day, you take another alcohol to make you feel better so that you can actually now try to go to work. But when you go to work, you are not productive. And every time now you keep taking the substance and you know that should I take it or not take it, then you are not productive. With addiction also, you tend to lose a lot of your friends that are not addicted or not taking any substances. You create problems within the family. Then you don't have that communication with the family. Most of the time you spend in places that you can get the substance. Is that fine?
Yes. Thank you. Can get them.
Thank you. We are going to ask my brother here to elaborate in terms of the family side. I'm running a bit quick because they're still here to answer the questions that they're going to ask. So I'm running through the presentation quicker so that we can get to your questions and then we can start with the questions. So give me a perspective in terms of what can the family do in the situation of substance and alcohol use?
Okay. Family plays a vital role because even when somebody is healing, family has been there when this child was born. They understand this person. They know what character this person has and so forth. And don't also understand that what this person is actually fighting. Because people look at addiction, but they forget what it is called the spirit of addiction. Because whether we say it's alcohol, whether we say it's what, when this person took this first drink at the age of 10, sometimes it's the uncle or the father, it's usually the family that's also broken, that gives this child alcohol. And this child takes alcohol at the age of 10. Then that spirit of alcohol enters that person at the age of 10. Fast forward when this person is 30 years old. That spirit has been in that person's body for 20 years. So it has become a custodian over that body. And then the family also doesn't understand. So it starts with unlearning and relearning. People need to come back to the spirit and understand how are we going to help this person that is affected by the spirit of alcohol. So family must be there to support. Family must also have the knowledge. Family must also have the presence of God. Whether they are going to take this person to a rehab, whether they are sending him to church, whether they are sending him just there for moral support without judging this person, they also need to understand that even if we are to cast out this spirit called addiction, what else are we going to replace when we remove the spirit of addiction? My brother there said that he read the Bible, which also has replaced that leg that was taken out of alcohol. A new spirit of reading the Bible is entered. So the family must know what kind of support they are going to give this person, even if he's now alone, without alcohol, without drugs, without anything. What are they going to preserve to this person? What are they going to give him? Is it books to read? Is it friends now to hang out with? Is it areas to go to? Is it movies to watch? Whatever triggers that will trigger this person, the family must know to avoid these triggers in this person's life. Thank you.
Thank you. Can give to Ms. Adams. Before Ms. Adams, I'll give you a question. The emphasis on family, remember this is a family conference, it becomes a very vital pillar. Now, it doesn't matter whether you're a medical doctor, whether you are an engineer, whether you're a police officer, you are a teacher. As long as you come from a broken family, we have a crisis. I should emphasize that. So we have now managers who are wounded. We have directors who are broken. And after they're being direct and being the CEO, I have to pass somewhere to take some alcohol to calm me down. So we have all the educated people, but very broken. Because the core foundation, it doesn't matter how educated you are, if the core foundation of family is broken, anything you build on top of that, you're going to have a crisis. So it's imperative now to the church leaders, government, communities, and I should thank Dr. Magazi, who has been trying to foster this constitution amendment on family. It's very imperative that we look at this in a very critical way. Early this year, we had 2,700 kids recorded by Home Affairs born without fathers present. It's in your statistics. In Windhoek alone, 2,700 kids that were born without fathers present.